BodyBags, where horror lies.
Welcome back to BodyBags. This is week number 358. I'll be your host, Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and this week is Blue Underground Week. And I picked Raw Meat. Now, Raw Meat is also known as Deathline, but the only title I pretty much knew it as before Blue Underground released it a while back is Raw Meat. Now, Raw Meat is a 1972 film, which runs approximately 87 minutes, and is directed by Gary Sherman. Now, he also did Dead and Buried, Poltergeist 3, and Lisa, which I find to be very underrated. Kind of a revenge thriller. Now, this stars the late great Donald Pleasence as Inspector Calhoun. He unfortunately passed away on February 2nd, 1995, at the age of 75. He, of course, was Dr. Loomis in Halloween. He was in The Great Escape and Buried Alive. This also stars Christopher Lee in a bit role. And the reason why I put him on here is because most of the other people in this film are basic unknowns, and Christopher Lee is one of my favorite actors. So, Christopher Lee stars as Stratton Villers from MI5. And he passed away on June 7th, 2015 at the age of 93. He was in Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, and was known as Hammer's Dracula. This also stars David Ladd as Alex Campbell. He was in The Wild Geese, Captive, and A Girl Like Her. Now, this is one of Edgar Wright's favorite horror films. And, of course, this pairs Christopher Lee and Donald Pleasence up in a film. Now, the reason why that's significant is because Christopher Lee was actually offered the role as Dr. Loomis in the Halloween films, and he turned it down. A move that he pretty much regretted until his last day. Because it's the role that basically made Donald Pleasence's career. And I sometimes wonder, thinking about Christopher Lee in that role. Now, as I said before, he's one of my favorite actors. I can see him playing Dr. Loomis. I can. And I think he would have done a great job. But there is something about Donald Pleasence that made the role incredible. But anyway, this has a very simple plot. A bunch of workers were digging a tunnel in the underground subway in, I believe it was England. And back then, the women and the men used to work together. The tunnel collapsed, and they were never heard from again. In one of the adjacent tunnels that was built many, many years later, people start disappearing from the subway tunnels. Of course, it's the underground people, as you can see here on the picture. They are not zombies, as it kind of makes them, it does really make them look like they're zombies, but they're not. They're basically cannibalistic people. Now, this is a really interesting film because Donald Pleasence, I think, gives the performance of his career in this film. I love him as Loomis, but he is such a jerk in this film. It's actually fun to watch him. And him bouncing off of Christopher Lee and the few moments that Christopher Lee have in this film is worth the price of admission alone. Now, this, of course, is a Blue Underground Blu-ray DVD combo pack. Comes with a really, really nice booklet. Of course, it's been around for a while. It also has the reversible art of Deathline, which it is now known. Of course, cable plays Deathline now that Blue Underground released it. It's been playing it for quite some time. So I usually catch this when I had the movie channels quite a bit. But yeah, this is a fantastic film. In my opinion, it's way ahead of its time because kind of like a cannibal film before Texas Chainsaw Massacre made, in England. Definitely check it out. Really cool. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.